I believe you're the new rowing master at Redlands College here at the beautiful Mosman Centre of Excellence in Sydney.
Absolutely, yeah. First season here, so it's been fantastic.
So you've enjoyed the job so far?
Yeah, brilliant. Can't ask for more. I think the excellent conditions and placement puts the shed at a great spot.
Yeah. So have you enjoyed taking over the new shed and the equipment inside it, or have you found that?
It's been phenomenally set up. I think they definitely can't ask for more in terms of boating and infrastructure, so it's up to us to make sure the kids perform.
I was just wondering, I'm naturally here as the manager of Space Saver Rowing Systems, just to talk to you about how you found the equipment that I've installed here for you. In particular, I just wanted to do a few questions surrounding the quad mechanical stacker that you've been using, and especially enjoying the fact that you've now had a year to use that machine. And I was just wondering how you found that change with your athletes. How did they adapt to the machine when they first saw it?
Well, I think there's not so much an adaptation. I think of what it is just a more automated, safer way of the previous systems that have been in place. I think that it's basically a time saver, and it saves the stress of having to lift boats above heads, and it takes away the pressure and the stress of that. So I think it's more of an automated and a bit of a time saver of the old system rather than a new system itself.
So you're quite impressed with how quickly the students and athletes come in and just use the system?
We're always looking for time savers in rowing. It's definitely just one of those productions means more time on the water, more results, more volume, and we'll shave off tens of seconds at racing if we can get on the water for an extra 15 minutes a day.
That makes me pretty proud to hear that after the endeavour of and the work to get the machine into your shed. I was just wondering too, like you've said, and for you, you're actually quite confident that your daily preparation now can work so much quicker. You're saying that you believe that that's actually enabling you to save time and increase the performance of your crews.
Sure, and I think that's what it is. We're down here to make sure the crews go as fast as they possibly can. And I think that is a benefit on the water, and to get on the water faster we need such systems in place. I think the Space Saver systems are definitely one of those things. So,
have you also had some comments around the occupational health and safety side of the machine with the administration for school? Have they found that interesting? Or?
Look, I think it definitely is. I think it limits the injuries and the cause of boat damage that we've had around in the past. We no longer have to stand above a wooden staircase on wheels to lift down heavy boats, and I think for the younger kids it's definitely an appreciation of the school values.
And I'm guessing for you, as most rowing masters around Australia don't sit there cringing wondering who's going to drop what boat when or how.
Yeah, we definitely don't have to make such an allowance this time as for broken boats, broken legs, and parts and things associated with as such. So,
have you found that it's also giving you a more central point of control in the morning? Like you've got somewhere to stand, you're watching what's happening, you can relax and watch what's going on around you a bit easier?
I definitely think so. With the one system, we've got all the boats coming out from the same point. Therefore, it's a lot easier and a lot more control. The kids and athletes line up now instead of the controlled mayhem that was before, that everyone had come from different angles. So it definitely makes a more linear, more automated system as far as controlling.
Tonight on the new Inventors, how to stack boats, getting hitched with less stress, and a gym for the disabled. Hello, I'm James O'Loughlin. Also tonight, a very unusual head that can talk to you even though it doesn't have a body. First, our well-dressed but not overdone judges. Tonight, they're agricultural scientist Chris Russell, journalist and inventor Christine Kninmonth, and inventor and designer Sally Dominks. Now, I know how to stack plates and I know how to stack crates. I've even been known to stack a car, but I've no idea how or why you would stack a boat.
I love a good day out rowing, but storing these long, delicate boats is a real pain, especially when you're physically tired after a good row. If they get broken, It costs a fortune to have them repaired. Each boat can cost up to $30,000. The racks are moved by using a simple hand controller which moves the racks up or down. The arms are topped with an anti-wear nylon strip which means you can easily slide the boats in or out. The rowers can approach the machine to lift the boats safely out at waist height. My mechanical boat stacker lets you store more boats without risking your neck. So you can just get on the water and row.
Please welcome from Canberra Doug Lubston, and with him Phoebe, Abby and Sophie. Well done. Ladies. Now, can we just, because it takes a while to go up, get your the boat loaded up on your invention?
No worries.
Girls, do you mind doing that?
Shoulders in 3. 3, 2, 1, shoulders.
So this,
Heads in 3. 3, 2, 1, heads.
so this is it, right?
Yep.
And this one, how many boats could it hold?
This one currently is holding 12 boats.
Good. Do you want to send it up and?
Certainly.
So up it goes, and what you would do, you'd load, what, 2 normally that on that, and then the next one 2 more, 2 more, 2 more,
Yep.
2 more. And this milk crate, this is this is the old way, isn't it?
This is definitely the old way. We like to get rid of that for OH&S reasons,
Yeah,
of course.
so people are balancing on that and holding it up.
Yep.
So is the main advantage of your invention safety or speed?
Both.
Right.
Definitely
Good
safety,
answer.
absolutely, because
Yeah.
look at, you're not reaching up, like, could you reach that now? No, you couldn't.
No.
Definitely speed in the morning. If you're running a school, these girls would be part of 60 children turning up to row in the morning.
And they all arrive at the same time. So you'd say it's safer, it's quicker. Can you fit more boats in the shed now?
Absolutely, absolutely.
How many more? Like double?
Treble.
Treble!
This machine can go up to 6 metres.
Right, that's only 3.5 metres.
That's only
isn't it?
3.5 metres,
Yeah,
yes.
OK, we'll come over to the panel. Thank you, girls. You can go now. Well lifted. Excellent. Didn't drop a thing. Well, how much do they cost?
Around $20,000, but naturally that's all dependent on the number of units sold and where and how and...
Chris?
But the obvious question here, Doug, is what happens if you want to get the top boat off and you don't want to remove the other 3?
There is that issue, but naturally it's easy to take off 2 boats, lower it down, because you still then can go to the older process if you want the top boat. Most rowing clubs in this circumstances put their top race boats on the top racks anyway.
So you've got to have a custom-made stacker for each length of boat?
Pretty much, but most clubs, the quad is certainly in the school circles. Why I've chosen that is that just is the great training boat. They can get the training they need for an 8 in a quad.
If you wanted to add more boats,
Yeah.
do you have to make a whole new racking system?
Yeah, generally you'd specify my shed height is 4 metres or 5 metres or 6 metres. But naturally we're talking about buildings that are quite a few $1 million to build, so you already know what that is by the time the machine's specified.
And do you think you could use this in retail places, for
Warehouses.
example, like warehouses and in stores, some
Totally.
sort of...
Yeah, for sure. There's also easily adapted for surf life-saving boats or trailer storage.
Sally?
I'm thinking about how car stacking has revolutionised car storage.
Yeah.
And this could be the same, and I'd imagine that 20 grand is not that much if you've got a club that can save a bunch of space doing it. But when you think about it being moved around, if you had some bright spark comes into the club and decides to reconfigure everything, how would they move it?
If they wanted to change everything around, wheels or whatever could be fitted to it or modified
So
in
they
a
call
way.
you in, you'd customise it.
You'd do the move.
Righto.
Yeah.
Do you have a source of inspiration that informed this design?
Absolutely. It's sort of in honour of my father who passed away in May. He was sort of a guy that, you know, got to come up with a solution, and also the very fact that I'm not a morning person. I don't really want to be spending a lot of
How can
time.
you be a rower and not a morning person?
I know, it's an interesting fact, isn't it?
If it saves you a few minutes, it's gold for you.
Yeah, because and the more time you spend on the water practicing, the faster you're going to be. So.
Summing up, Chris?
I mean, and rowing is a fantastic sport. It's right up there with rugby, in my view, in terms of, particularly for young people. Controversial comment, but anyway. Can I say rowing is about rowing, though? It's not about stacking and moving. So where there's young people involved and when there's girls involved, I think this will make a great difference to their enjoyment of the sport. So terrific.
Christine?
When you see it all loaded up like that, just where everything is not moving, it just makes you wonder how on earth do you do it without moving parts. So I can see the problem just looking at it now without any parts moving.
Sally?
I mean, rowing is a sport that has so much money sunk into it anyway. It's just interesting that at the end of the day, they're putting things onto a very basic rack and risking what they're risking. So I think it's such a logical conclusion to a rowing day. It's great.
Great, Doug. Good luck with it. Please thank Doug Lumsden. Well done.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you.
And now here